Restaurants in Iowa have been allowed to open up their dining room halls for weeks now, but not everyone has reopened. Tomorrow, a historic place, Northside Cafe in Winterset, will welcome back customers inside for the first time in months. And joining us now is Scott Valencia with Northside Cafe. Thanks, Scott, for being with us.
Thank you very much for having us back.
Sure. First of all, what made you decide on holding off on reopening your dining area until now? Is this just purely for safety reasons, or was there also a financial aspect to it?
That's a really good question. I would say it's about 20 to 30% that the risk factor to both our customers and to our staff. But a majority of the reason was the numbers just weren't lining up economically. Under the rules that had been put forth, the 50% guideline, and a bunch of other things that were in the rule set, for us to open in June or end of May, beginning of June, just because the flow of customers that were still just getting out of the whole COVID-19, being used to being cooped up, it just didn't make sense. We weren't getting enough people in the town to make it. But coming into July, which is typically our busiest season, we're seeing a lot more people who are doing the staycations that are coming from Missouri and things like that, and knocking on our door asking if we're seating, that we felt that at this point we could give it a try.
It's got to be an incredibly hard decision for you, because the natural impulse would be to try and get open as quick as you can, minimize the downtime. You worry about customers, maybe they won't come back, that kind of thing. Tell me about how anguishing that decision is, knowing that you could be open, but knowing that you had to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, well, it's actually a twofold situation, which is if you open too early, and everything has been really slow. We're on weekly conference calls with the Restaurant Association and things like that, and we're hearing that although people are doing the 50% seating, the people still aren't coming out and eating in the restaurants as much as everybody thought that they would. So opening too early could be financially devastating for a restaurant, because you'll have spoilage of food, you have the employees that you have to cover their costs of being there. Your overhead's just tremendous. At the same time, most of us in the north have a limited time frame, usually June to October, to get most of our money in for the year. And each day that you are not able to get 100% seating, it honestly makes you sick, wondering how you're going to make up that by the end of the year.
Yeah, so many different factors that you guys have to juggle that goes into that decision of opening, and then being able to actually make money after you open. For the people who are on the fence, for your customers who are out there, who may be listening, who are like, should we go out to eat on Friday or Saturday night, or should we not? What do you want to say to them about the situation at your restaurant?
Oh, sure. What I would say is, most restaurants are probably the safest places that you could potentially go if you were going out. We already have a really high health standards state by the state. Now with the 6-foot distancing, our employees wearing gloves and masks on a continuous basis, I can't imagine a safer place for you to be able to go with your family in order to enjoy some time together. And, most people don't realize that restaurants and small businesses are the anchors of your community. If we're not able to survive, it takes years for new things to develop. And what's probably going to develop is fast food. And we have enough of that in the market. So if you can and you have the ability to, I would say go out and support your community restaurants, and I guarantee you they'll be happy to see you. You'll get the best customer service you've ever gotten, and they're safe and they're ready for you. Okay,
we couldn't agree more, Scott, and we certainly hope that the rest of the summer that the business just goes crazy. Scott Valencia with the historic Northside Cafe there in Winterset. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you very much, and you guys take care.